Thank you. I yield to Mr. Comer.
Thank you, Chairwoman Maloney. Thank you for calling this hearing today. I want to welcome our witnesses here today, and thank you for your testimony and input, especially my very good friend for many, many years, Boone County Judge Executive Gary Moore. And Judge Moore, I have to throw this in. I was in your county Saturday night. I spoke to the Kentucky Letter Carriers Association, Madam Chair, and gave them a very positive update on the progress of our bipartisan bill and what's going on in the Senate. And so always enjoy going to Boone County, and it's just amazing the growth that you continue to experience up there. Very, very impressive. But Madam Chair, despite our great bipartisan work and accomplishments with postal reform, which this committee has legislative jurisdiction over, I must say that I question the underlying premise of this hearing today. While states and localities surely appreciate billions of dollars in federal aid, what exactly are we doing here? This is certainly not conducting oversight. And as you can see, our side of the aisle, we're passionate and interested about conducting oversight. The bill Democrats passed might have sent plenty of money out the door, but they refused to put guardrails in place to ensure that it was spent well. Democrats simply threw money out the door like they were throwing beads off a Mardi Gras float on Fat Tuesday. But economists across the political spectrum warned sending trillions of dollars out under the guise of COVID relief, money well in excess of what was needed, would result in a world-class hangover. And that's what we've got now in the form of the highest inflation rates we've seen since the early 1980s. Instead of celebrating Democrats' reckless spending binge today, we should instead address the many crises and issues that matter to the American people. Inflation, the origins of the COVID pandemic, the energy crisis, the broken border, the disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan, and now the war in Ukraine. Sadly, this list continues to grow almost daily. These are the issues the Republicans on the House Oversight Committee are concerned about. Yet Democrats think the best use of our time is to give themselves a pat on the back, a job well done giving out piles of cash for anything, any need, real and perceived. Needs like green homes, stimulus payments for illegal immigrants. Yes, stimulus payments for illegal immigrants. This morning, I spoke at the Kentucky Farm Bureau meeting at the JW Marriott. And I had two farmers come up to me and say, is there anything you can do about these stimulus payments my H-2A workers are getting? I mean, is that where taxpayer dollars are supposed to go? Stimulus payments for state parks and trails, golf courses, and a local zoo. And who knows what else? Who knows? Because it's unclear if anybody's keeping track. There is no required public reporting. I'm sure states and localities can point to projects important to their communities. And I'm sure Democrats will try to point to such projects in my home state of Kentucky. But that doesn't make the underlying facts disappear. Congress gave out trillions of recovery dollars that weren't needed for recovery, which has led to record-breaking inflation and kicked the door open for waste, fraud, and abuse. But it seems like the oversight strategy is simply to not look. I'm confident that strategy will change in January. Madam Chair, I yield back.